A man wrote in to the Marriage Foundation, to one of our counselors, and said, I don't know how to talk to my wife about something. I don't know how to tell her how I feel. And if we were a group of psychologists, which we're not, we're the Marriage Foundation, very different, and I'm Paul Friedman, I founded the Marriage Foundation, we would probably give you advice about how to approach this subject, prepare the setting, and all that nonsense. But our philosophy is very different. I founded the Marriage Foundation many years ago. I was a divorce mediator more than 20 years ago, and I changed over to helping couples because I realized that marriage counseling doesn't really help people. The proof is over a 50% divorce rate, and they've been covering marriages for a long time, and most marriages are just not happy. And why? Why is because they go after problems. This is not a problem. It's a misunderstanding of what you're supposed to do as a man or as a woman. This same topic is there for women, and pretty much it's the same thing. You see, it's not about how you communicate something. It has to start with whether you should communicate something. So let's pull back a little bit and let's ask a question. Why did you get married in the first place? Didn't you get married in order to be happier every single day of your life? Not just when you get married and have a party at the wedding. Didn't you get married somewhere in the back of your mind thinking, this is the woman I want to be with for the rest of my life. I'm going to be so happy, right? And I feel so much love for her. I'm going to just keep feeling that love. Or maybe that's what you want to talk to her about, but you can't. And so we're covering this because maybe you shouldn't. Maybe your inability to talk to her about something has to do with your intuition telling you that this is something that you need to work on in your own mind. You see, most of us, all of us, have flaws. And those flaws are embedded in our habitual thoughts and our reactions to things. Some of those reactions are habitual, some are instinctive, and many of them are wrong. They haven't been evaluated. And so we live with these thinking, well, that's just me. But it is not just you. And here's where our philosophy is really different from Western psychology. What is you is not the mind. You are not your mind. Your mind is sort of in between you, your soul, and your body. It's where things take place, and it's supposed to be under your control. Free will means I'm in charge. Free choice means I get to decide, not your habits, not the habitual reactions that you have, not the anger that comes up. That isn't supposed to be what takes place. What's supposed to take place outwardly from you is what you have thought through and that you have an understanding of so you can make a good decision. And one of those decisions is this something about my wife that I really need to share? Or is this one of those thought habits or thought reactions to her that is really representing a flaw within me? Maybe an oversensitivity to something. Maybe a judgment on your part. Those aren't cool. That's not how your mind is supposed to operate, because remember, you got married to be happier. So if you're having judgments, if you're oversensitive, those are things that obstruct happiness. We don't learn these very important things. For instance, there's a very important, this is a fact. And I know it's a fact personally. This is not mere philosophy. I've been meditating for 50 years, almost. It'll be 50 years in a few months. For 50 years. And you know what I learned through that? And this I'm not preaching to you. I learned that when you're able to still the body, which is what meditation is for, and just look at this objectively. Meditation is so you could still the body and still the mind so you become you. That's what meditation, and I'm not pitching meditation, it's not for everyone. Guess what that you is? It is overwhelming joy. It is. Once you start getting disidentified with the mind and the body, you yourself are joy. That's the soul. Not a religious trip here. It's just the way it is. Now, some people who are atheists who have come to us, and by the way, when I say come to us, I mean they've taken a course or they've read the books. For sure, you should subscribe to this channel so you could learn about marriage from this positive point of view. But everyone who starts adhering to this positive approach to marriage recognizes, and even if they're an atheist, they don't like the word soul, so they say, my consciousness. You know, I don't care what the word is. The point is that you are not your mind, but your mind can get in the way of your happiness, and your happiness is within you. And in your marriage, you're supposed to connect at the level of the soul, and you're supposed to communicate using words and body language and all that, but you're not supposed to burden each other. So maybe what's really going on here is your subconscious or your intuition is telling you, this is not her problem. This is your problem. You work it out. And that would be the wiser thing to do. Now, how do you go about that? We haven't been learning these things. So I can't do this in one video. That's why we have books and we have courses. But trust me, if you want to have that unbelievable marriage that you haven't even dreamed of, it's doable. It's a reasonable expectation. And the proof that we have are the many thousands of people who have taken our course and have shifted their philosophy to match ours, which is that marriage is not a matter of like dealing with problems and figuring out how to do this and communicating well and all that, although you do obviously have to communicate well. It's not about problems. It's about feeding the basic love, the basic happiness. That should be what's driving all of your actions. So I hope this was helpful. Leave a comment, leave a like, share it. Let me know what you're thinking. If you have a question, leave it in the comment. If you have a question to send to one of our counselors at the Marriage Foundation, again, it's a free service, do that. But if you want my feedback, leave a question in the comment box, and I'm glad to. I take a lot of time to respond to those because I think it's very important. So thank you for your time. God bless. And I really want your marriage to be like mine. I really do. Okay, take care.